Hello students, in today's class we will learn what are different kind of relations. In the previous classes we have learned what is relation. Just repeat once again, what is relation? What is relation? If I am given a set A and B, what is set? The well-defined collection of data is called set. Then A cross B is called Cartesian product. It means the set of all the order pair A and B, where first element A belongs to first set and second element B belongs to second set. Okay. Now, from this order pair, some special kind of order pair. Taking the set of special order pair where first element is related with second element. This is called relation. Today we learn what are the different kind of relation. How many the total number of relation we can find? If we are given number of element in A is n and number of element in B are n, then the total number of element in A cross B will be equal to n cross n, that is number of element in A and number of element in B. Okay. These are the total number of element in A cross B in this set. And the total number of relation. Relation means the subset of A cross B. I can say that relation is nothing but the subset of A cross B. What is relation? It is simply the subset of A cross B. In A cross B, we are having all the order pairs, and in the relation, we are having only some order pair where first element is related with second element. So, R is nothing but the subset of A cross B. It means R is, relation is an element of power set of A cross B. Okay? Then, how many total number of elements in power set of A cross B? Or I can say the total number of relation or total number of elements of A cross B. It means the number of elements in power set of A cross B. This is called the total number of relations will be equal to 2 raised to power element of A cross B. Element of A cross B. That will be equal to 2 raised to power n cross n. It means the total number of relations we can find 2 raised to power n cross n. If suppose in the set A I am having 2 elements and in set B I am again having 2 elements. It means here we will have 2 raised to power 4 relations. It means total 16 relations we can find from A to B. This 16 relation all are not the same, they are different. So we are now discuss about what are the different type of relations. First, empty relation. By the name it is very clear, it is empty relation. It means in this relation R, we are not having any element. It means there is no order pair belongs to in this relation. Or I can denote it as phi. What is the meaning of empty relation? Suppose for example, I am given a set A having element 1, 2, 3 and in set B I am having element 4 and 5. Okay? Now, if I am giving a relation R such that order pair of A and B, A belongs to A, B belongs to B, and A is greater than B. What are the condition I am given? A is greater than B. Start finding the element. 1. 1 is not greater than from 4 and 5. So there will be not any order pair having pre-image 1. Now taking 2, find the value of B. 2 is again not greater than 4 and 5. Again I will not have any element here. 3 is again not greater than 4 and 5. So again I will not get any element here. It means I have not got anything. This is 5. This is empty. So this is called empty relation. In the same way, I can find universal relation. Universal relation simply means that R equals to A cross B. It means when I got complete set A cross B as a relation, that will be called universal relation. Suppose in the same question, if my relation is given, defined as like that, element A and B, A belongs to A, B belongs to B, and A is less than. Then what will happen? Starting with first, 1 is less than from 4 and 5. Remember that first element will be of first set and second element will be from second set. So 1 is less than from 4. 1 is less than from 5. Now 2. 2 is less than from 4. 2 is less than from 5. Now taking 3. 3 is less than 4 from 4 and 3 is less than from 5. What happened here? In total we got all the element of A cross B. Okay? What happened here? We got all the element of A cross B. It means when relation R is equal to the A cross B, then this is called universal set. Identity relation. For any non-empty set, set A, if A is related with A itself, it means element is related with element itself, for all the values of A belongs to, it means for every element of A, for each and every element of A, the element is related with element itself, then this such kind of relation is called identity relation. For example, suppose I am given a set A, 1, 2, 3. Suppose I am given some relations. Look at here, I am given a set A. R is a relation from A to A. In R1, we can see that 1 is related with 1, 2 is related with 2, and 1 is related with 2. Since here this element is not related with itself, so it is not, R1 is not an identity relation. And again, in this relation, we are also not having 3 is related with 3. I am saying that for every value of A, it means for each and every element of A, there should be an element in R such that A itself is related with A. So here we don't have 3 and 3, so it is not a relation. Again in this, 1 is related with 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. But again here, 3 is related with 1 also. So by the definition, the element must be a relation with itself. So it is again not a relation. identity relation. Now check R3. 1 is related with 1, 2 is related with 2, 3 is related with 3. All the three elements of A, all the three elements of set A are related with itself. So, all the three elements are related with themselves. That's why this relation R3 will be called identity relation. It is clear every element of A must have relation with itself. Then such kind of relation will be called identity relation. And there must not be have any other elements in relation where the element is not related with itself and that is related with any other element. So since here we have 3, 1, 3 is not related with 3 itself. So this is not a identity relation. Here we don't have 3, 3. That's why it is not a identity relation. And in this relation we have all 3 combinations. That's why this is called identity relation. Inverse relation. Suppose I am given 2 non-empty sets. A and B. Then any relation R is defined as A comma B, where A belongs to set A, B belongs to set B, and A and B are having some relation. Okay? Then the inverse relation is nothing but it is just a subset of B cross A. What is R? R is a subset of A cross B. Then R inverse is a subset of B cross A. It means we are just taking the reverse of this order pair. The reverse of the set of reverse order pair are called inverse relation. It means in this condition R inverse, I am just taking B comma. We are taking the order pair in reverse order. Here I am giving the order pair A and B. Then for inverse relation, we will take the order pair B comma A, where B is the element of B, the second set, and A is element of A with first set. And with the condition that A comma B, this order pair is the element of relation R. We will take only those order pair in reverse order which are already belong to set R. In this relation R. In this case, this R inverse is called inverse relation. For example, suppose that I am given any relation R 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, and 3, 5. This is a given relation. Then the inverse relation, this is minus 1, power minus 1. The inverse relation will be simply the order pair in reverse order. It means I will write 2, 1. I will write 3, 2. Here I will write 4, 2 and 5, 3. What is the domain of R inverse? What is the domain of R inverse? That will be 2, 3, 4, 5. This domain is nothing but the range of R. Okay? And now, what is the range of R inverse? That will be equal to range is 1, 2 and 3. This range is nothing but the domain of R. relation. What is the meaning of reflexive relation? Reflexive relation means for any given non-entity set A is related with A for A belongs to. For an element A, there must be A is having relation with A itself. Remember that there is only one difference between reflexive and identity relations. First, look at some examples. Suppose this is given R1. For any given set A, this is having 1, 2 and 3. And R1 is 1, 2, 2. Now, look at here, I am given a set A where I am having element 1, 2 and 3. In the first relation, I am having 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3 and 3. All the elements of A are having image with itself, are related with itself. It means we don't have any problem that there is no element is remaining in A which is not related with itself. 1 is related with 1, 2 is related with 2 and 3 is related with 3. In the reflexive relation, we don't have anything to do with this remaining element. There must be all the elements related with themselves. That's clear? In R2, look at here, 1 is related with 1, 2 is related with 2 and 3 is related with 3. Here, this relation is reflexive as well as it is a identity relation. In the identity relation, we only have those elements which are related with themselves. We have only the set of order pair of those set of order pairs where the first element is related with itself. But in the reflexive relation, there are so many other elements too. It means I can say that this is also a identity relation. I can say that all the identity relations are reflexive, but all the reflexive relations are not identity relation because there may be some other elements belongs to this relation. It is clear? All the identity relations are reflexive relations, but all the reflexive relations like R1 are not identity relations. In the R3, here we don't have 3, 3, so it is neither reflexive relation nor identity relation. This one is reflexive relation as well as identity relation. And the fourth one, look at here, we are having 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3. And again, look at here, here this is complete set A cross A. It means A cross A is always a reflexive relation because all the elements are related with themselves. It is clear? In this question, I am given a set A In this cell, I am having element 1, 2 and 3. And the relation is given that such that A and B and the difference of A and B, mod of difference of A and B is greater than equal to 0. Now look at this. In this relation, what the element I will have? 1 and 1, because 1 minus 1 is greater than equal to 0. It is 0. Okay. We have to take all the elements A and B such that the difference is equal to 0. 1, 2, difference is 1. We are taking mod here. 1, 3. Again. Now 2, 1, difference is 1. 2, 2, difference is 0. 2, 3, difference is 1. Now 3, 1, difference is 1. 3, 2, 3, Now tell me, this relation is reflexive or not? Look at here, 1, 1. We are having only 3 elements A, 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3. All the elements of A having relation with itself. So this relation is called reflexive relation. But remember that this relation is not an identity relation. In the identity relation, we will only have elements 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3. Suppose for on any non-empty set A, for any non-empty set A, there is a relation R, and R is such way that A is related with B and implies that B is again related with. It means I can say that if A, B is belonging to R, it means that B, A belongs to R. If any relation R satisfying this condition, then R is called symmetric relation. Okay? It means I can say that, for example, I am taking R1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 3. Okay? I also remember that it is not necessary that for symmetric relation all the elements must have some unit. It is not necessary in this condition. And R2 is suppose 1, 1, 1, 2. R3 is 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. This all relations are defined on a set A. In A I am having element 1, 2 and okay. Look at here. Here. 1 is related with 1 and 1 is again related with 1 is related with 2, so that's why 2 is related with 1. 3 is related with 3 and 3 is again related with 3. Here I am having 3 is related with 1, but I am not having 1 related with 3. Since this element is not here, that's why it is not a symmetric relation. In R2, look at here, 1 is related with 1. Again 1 is related with 1 is related with 2 and 2 is related with 1. That's why this is a symmetric relation. Because whichever elements are here in this relation, whichever order pairs are here in this relation, the first element is related with second. So that's why this implies that second element is again related with first element. So this is a symmetric relation. Now look at this R. 1 is related with 1, 1 is again related with 1. 1 is related with 2, but this 2 is not related with 1. That's why it is not a symmetric relation. In the symmetric relation, if I am having any element A, B belongs to R, so that means that I must have element B comma A belongs to R. Then that relation will be called symmetric relation. Suppose I'm relation R defined on a non-empty set A. If the set A and relation R in set A, suppose there is an element A which is related with B. There is that element A which is related with B, and also B is related with C. B is related with some other element C. Then there must be an element A related with C. Remember this condition. In this condition, I want to say that if there is any element A which is related with B and B is again related with C, then there must be a relation between A and C. If suppose there is no such element, B is related with C. I am having only element A is related with B and B is not related with any other element, then we need not to satisfy this condition. Okay? Then such kind of relations are called transitive relation. For example, suppose I am giving a set A having element 1 to 3. R1 is supposed like this. R2 is such like this. Look at in this relation. Just remember that just to find out that this is satisfying any condition or not, then we just need to check, is there any element which is not satisfying this condition? If is there any element which is not satisfying this condition, then that will be not a transitive relation. And if each element of this relation are satisfying this condition, then that will be called transitive relation. Look at this, look at here. 1 is related with 1. And again this 1 is related with 2. Now in this pair, 1 is again related with 2, which I am already having. 1 is related with 2, 2 is related with 2, and again 1 is related with 2 that I am having. Look at here. When I talk about this, 1 is related with 2. When I talk about this 2 element, 1 is related with 2, this element, and 2 is related with 3. 1 is related with 2 and 2 is related with 3. Then I must have 1 related with 3. But I am not having 1 is related with 3. That's why this R1 is not a transitive relation. Check in R2. Since there are some such elements, that's why I have to check. But if I don't have such kind of elements, it means if the left hand side is not satisfied, so that's why I need not to satisfy the right hand side condition. Look at this. 1, 1, 1 is related with 2, there is no problem. And 1, 2, 2 is related with 2, 2 is not related with any other element. So, in this relation, I am not having this left hand side condition like 1, 2, and 2 is not related with any other. If I am having 1, 1, 1, 2, I am again having 1, 2. 1, 2, 2, 2, I am again having 1. And 1, 1, so that's it. 2 is having only this relation, that's it. And now in 3, 3, I'm not having that 3 is related with any other element. So I need not to check for this element, this condition. So if I'm not having left hand side, I need not to satisfy right hand side. So this is a transitive relation. Okay? If we have such elements, then we need to check. If we don't have such elements, then we need not to check. We just mention that this is a transitive relation. In this condition, in this relation, look at this. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3. That's it. It is identity relation as well as it is a reflective relation. Now, and again it is a symmetric relation. One is related with one is again related with one, and so on. And it is also transitive because we don't have left side condition for this, so we need not to check right side condition. So this is again a transitive relation. If I'm having any elements like this, 1 is related with 2 and 2 is related with 3, then I must have a relation between 1 and 3. If not, then it is sufficient to check whichever elements are available in the set. So these two are transitive relations. Now equivalence relation. Now equivalence relation. This is very important. If any relation is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive, all three. If any relation is symmetric, reflective and transitive, all three, then that will be called equivalence relation. Okay? For example, if I'm given a set A, elements are 1, 2 and 3, then relation R 1, 1, 2, 2 and it is the smallest equivalence relation. First condition, reflective, reflexive. Look at this. All the elements are related with themselves. All the elements are related with for themselves. For every value of A belongs to A. It means for each and every element of A, of the set A, I am having a relation from element A to A. Now symmetry. For symmetry, what we need? We need that if A is related with B, then there must be B is related with A. If A is having relation with B, then B must have a relation with A. Look at here. One is having relation with A, 1, and one is again related with 1. 2 is related with 2, and 2 is again related with 3 is related with 3, and 3 is again related with 3. So that's why this is a symmetric relation. Third one is transitive relation. For transitive, we need a condition A belongs to A, comma B belongs to R, and B, comma C belongs to R. But look at here, I am having 1, comma 1. 1 is not related with anyone else. 2, comma 2, but 2 is again not having relation with anyone else. 3, comma 3, but 3 is not having any relation with anyone else. So that's why I don't have the left hand side condition. the required condition of transitive. Since I am not having any condition to check, that's why this relation is called transitive. If there are some element exists, such element exists that A, B belongs to R and B, C belongs to R. If there are some element exists such like this, then only we need to check that A is related with C or not. But if there are no such elements, so we need not to check. We can directly mention that this is a transitive relation. It is clear? Since now this R is satisfying all these three conditions, all three type of relation, so that's why this R is called equivalence relation. For example, I am given that R is a relation from n minus 1. Natural number minus 1, it means we are not to take 1. After that we can take all the elements like 2, 3, 4 and so on. From n minus 1 to n minus 1, and R is a set of order pair x and y, and x and y are satisfying this condition. Now tell me that this is an equivalent relation or not. First of all, we need to simplify this condition. What is given to us? X plus y square upon x square plus y equals to x minus y square upon x square minus. I will simplify this condition and I will find R in the roster form. Okay. Now simplify this. What we will get? X cube minus x y plus x square y square minus y. That will be equal to x cube minus x square y square and plus xy minus y. This y cube cancelled out, and this is x cube. X cube is cancelled out. What we get? We will get 2 times x square y square minus 2 times xy will be equal to 0. 2xy xy minus 1 will be equal to 0. What will I get? I am getting x equal to 0, y equal to 0, x into y equals to 1. It means y equals to 1 upon x. I am getting three conditions: x equal to 0, y equal to 0, y equals to 1 upon x. Look at here. I cannot take the value x equal to 0 because what is our domain? Domain is n minus 1. Even we cannot take 1. So how could we take 0? Because 0 is not a natural number. So this condition is not useful to us. Y equal to 0. Codomain is again the set of natural number minus 1. So y cannot be equal to 0. Now we will left with only one condition: y is equals to 1 upon x. Now start finding all the possible order pair. What we will get? We are having only one condition: y equals to 1 upon x. Okay? When x equals to, because x could not be equal to 1 because domain is n minus 1. Is clear? So we cannot take, since x cannot be equal to 1. We will start with 2. Now what will the y? Y is 1 upon 2. And this does not belongs to n minus 2. This is not an element of codomain. Similarly, if I am taking x equal to 3, then y will be equal to 1 upon 3 and so on. It will, for y we will always get some fraction value. But since domain and codomain both are the set of natural number minus 1, that's why we cannot take any of such element. It means in the resulting, in the we are not having any element. Is it clear to you? It means why? It means there is no such element in this domain and codomain which are satisfying this condition. Okay? Now, check. First, it is reflective or not. Reflexive or not. What I have earlier said, for the reflexive, there must be all the elements having relation with themselves. What is the first element of n minus 1? That is 2. 2 is not related with 2. Right? 2 belongs to n minus 1. And 2 is not belongs to R. So it is not reflexive. Whenever I need to prove it is not satisfying this type of relation, we just simply need to give some example like this. Okay? Now, this is not reflexive. Now, secondly, symmetry. Symmetric checked only over the element belonging in R. Symmetric and transitive are only checked for those order pair or element which are belonging in R. Okay? The reflexive will be checked for all the element for the domain. It is clear to you? Now for symmetric, there are no element, it is empty, so it is reflexive. Since no element in R and it is symmetric. Okay? So it's like that. Transitive. Transitive is again checked for only those elements which are belonging in R. A is not belong. Even there is no element. So there is no left hand side condition satisfied. So we need not to check right hand side condition. We can simply mention it is transitive. So this relation R is symmetric and transitive, but it is not reflective. That's why it is not a equivalence relation. Any relation will be called equivalence relation only when all three conditions are satisfied. It means equivalence relation. Any relation will be called equivalence relation if that relation is reflexive, that relation is symmetric, and as well as that relation is transitive. If the relation is satisfying all these three conditions, then that relation will be called equivalence relation. Otherwise, no. Having element 1 to 5, and the relation are such that the greatest common divisor of A and B is odd number. Okay? Now, we have to check in this question that it is either reflexive, symmetric or transitive or not. Okay? So first, let us check about reflexive means the set element A will be related with A itself. Okay? For every value of A belongs to. Now look at this. If I am taking any two elements 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4 and 5, 5. All the common difference of both of them, all of them are an odd number or not. Like with this 1 and 1. The greatest common divisor is 1. That is belongs to 2 and 2. The greatest common divisor is 2. And this is not odd. It means this 2 and 2 does not belongs to R. Does not belongs to R. So it is sufficient to mention that 2 2 and 2 is does not belongs to R. So that's why R is not reflexive. Okay? Whenever your condition is not satisfying, just simply mention the example and say that this condition is not satisfied, that is why this is not such kind of relation. Second is symmetry. If I am given that A and B belongs to R, it means it is not also not satisfying this condition. Okay? Or if you want to write this definition, you can write. Otherwise, just mention the point where condition is not satisfying. If A and B belongs to R, it simply means that the greatest common divisor of A and B is the greatest common divisor of A and B are odd. It means the greatest common divisor of B and A will be also odd. Okay? If I am saying that the greatest common divisor of 1 and 3 is 1, it means the greatest common divisor of 4 and 1 is also 1. That's why we can mention that BA. We can mention that BA is also belonging to R. It means for every AB belongs to R, BA will also belongs to R. Remember that reflexive is checked for every element, and symmetric and transitive is checked only for those elements which are satisfying this condition of relation. Okay? It means I cannot say that 2 and 4. We cannot take here 2 and 4 because 2 and 4, the greatest common divisor of 2 and 4 is 2. That is even number. That is not an element of this relation. Okay? Now check the third one. That is transitive. Transitive. For transitive, we need two pairs, two elements, two order pairs of R. Look at this. Always trying to find the position where the condition are false. Look at here. If I am taking 2 and 3, if I am taking 2 and 3, the common factor is only, greatest common factor is only 1. It means it is belonging to R. They are related with 2 is related with 3 and R. Obviously 3 is also related with 2. Now, 3 is check for 3 and 4. The greatest common factor is again 1. That is also belongs to R. Okay? Now these two elements belongs to our relation. So we must have 2, 4 in R. But we got 2, 4. 2, 4 does not belongs to R. Why? Because the greatest common divisor of 2 and 4 is 2. That is even, that is not odd. Hence, this given relation is not transitive. In this question, relation R is given to us, that is from natural number n to n, and a condition is given to us. And you have to check whether this relation is reflexive, transitive or symmetric or not. Firstly, whenever a condition is given to you, just try to simplify this condition. What is given? Given that x square plus y equals to y square plus x. It means x square minus y square minus x plus y equal to 0. I can write x plus y, x minus y minus x minus y equal to 0. We are just taking the factors of it. X plus y minus 1, x minus 1. Okay. Here look at this. From this first factor, y is equals to 1 minus x. Okay. And from the second factor, y is equals to x. Now, for find all the images for the natural number. Since x belongs to n set of natural number, hence taking x equals to 1. In this relation, we get y equals to 1 minus x. It means y equals to 0. It does not belongs to n. The relation is from n to n, not belongs to n. When x equals to 2, y equals to minus 1. It is again not belongs to n. This means that this relation y equals to 1 minus x will never give you an image y as natural number. It means y will never a natural number in this condition when we are putting x from the set of natural number. Okay? When the domain x is from natural number, y is not a natural number. So this relation is not useful to us. We will simply check with this. X belongs to n. It means x equals to 1. Y is also equals to 1. Because y is equals to x. X equals to 2. Y will also 2. And x equals to 3. Y will also 3 and so on. Check whether this relation R is reflexive, symmetric or transitive or not. First is reflexive. For reflexive, what the condition is required? That A. It means the element must have relation with itself for every value of A belongs to A. In the domain, in natural number, we have elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. And we can check here all the elements are having image with themselves. That's why this relation R is reflexive. Secondly, symmetric. For symmetric, what condition is required? If A is related with B, then B must be related with A. 1 is related with 1 and 1 is again related with 1. 2 is related with 2 and 2 is again related with 2. It means it is satisfying your condition that AB belongs to R implies that BA belongs to R. So R is symmetric. Transitive. Again, we don't have any element to check the left hand side condition that if A is related with B and B is related with C, then we need to check that A is related with C or not. But since there is not such kind of elements, so we need not to check. We can simply mention that this set is transitive. Or you can write, since A, B belongs to R, but we don't have B, C belongs to R. So R is transitive. So this relation R is reflexive, symmetric and transitive, satisfying all these three conditions, so it is a equivalence relation. I thought class it is sufficient for today.